Hello and welcome to another bit of a review. Now, Vallerret last year was good enough to send us a couple of pairs of their gloves. These are my original ones. These are the ones that I bought myself. These are the original Markhof gloves. They've been absolutely fantastic. They've got the fingers that pop out and stuff like that. They really are a good pair of gloves. But they sent me last year the pair of mitten style gloves, which is again really good. But I find they're better off used in really cold weather and cold conditions. So they've now sent us these. These are the Milfords. These are a size large. They are more like a fleece glove. They come out the same style as the others. They're a photography glove, so they've got this nice rubber grip on them. The rubber grip's really good for holding onto your camera and stuff like that. They also have the finger release, so you can pull back and let your fingers out. Now with these gloves, they actually let out 3 fingers, which I find is handy because you might need that 3rd finger. But in all fairness, I'm more of a 2-finger operator per se. No, I'm more of a 2-finger operator, so I only really need those 2. But yeah, it's really good you get that 3rd finger. And these are not necessarily what they're going to call waterproof, because these are fleece. They're fleece lined, and they're just made of fleece, so they're really warm, really comfortable. But the added bonus with these is they can be used for wet weather as well. And if I put my fingers back on, which I'm just going to show you here, I've been using them for a few days, so I am breaking them in. The fingers, when the fingers fold back, these don't have magnets. They have these little elastic straps on the back, so I can pop the fingers in there, but there's no need. They have a really good covering, so the fingers don't have a gap on these ones. They go all the way around. Now, I've got a size large, but I've got short fingers, so I'm finding I've got this little knobbly bit sticking up at the end. But again, it's what I've had to live with of having broad hands and short fingers. Yeah, chip a lot of fingers. But what they come with, I'm going to show you this, inside the little pouch on the back. So on the other gloves, they carry like a little pouch for glove warmers. Now you can put a glove warmer in it, but they come with these external over gloves. Now these external over gloves are absolutely fantastic, because the idea is you keep the gloves on. If it starts raining and leathering it down and you're going to get wet, you pull these over gloves on. It's got an elasticated band around the end. Pull them underneath your coat, and you have a completely waterproof pair of gloves. Now, all right, they're not the easiest things to be getting on and off. You know, you do need to fumble around a little bit. But if it's raining and you want to keep your hands warm, these are definitely warm gloves. You want to keep them dry, you can then slip these on. Now there is no grip on these. These are just a plain nylon glove or whatever they are. I'll try and find what the material is for you and put that up. And yeah, they basically go over like that. And
the main
keep
thing
these.
is you can actually still get those on.
Yeah, you can still get them on with your gloves on. That's the whole idea. And the idea is that you can you know, keep your hands warm. And once it stops raining again, all you've got to do then is take these off and put them back in the pouch. So it's an absolutely brilliant idea. These look like a ripstop material, like a ripstop nylon.
Can you still move your hands around as much when you
fingers are fine, no problems at all. They don't have the fold down because obviously they're waterproof, so they're obviously keeping your fingers in to stop them from getting wet. But that's a really good idea, and ever so light, really lightweight. They fold up really small. If you don't want to carry these gloves in the little pouch, you can always keep them in your pocket and just use them as a spare pair of gloves in your pocket, you know, just to keep your hands dry. But yeah, I think it's a really fantastic idea. The only thing I would like to say is it'd be nice if these could be attached with like a little string or a yarn, just so that when you pull them out, if it's windy, it doesn't catch them and blow them away. But you know, all in all, it's a good idea, well thought out, because these are what you're going to be wearing all the time. Now I've had these wet over the last couple of days. They've got a bit of drizzle on them, a bit of rain on them, a bit of sea spray on them, and they've dried out really fast. So for that reason, I think they're really good. You've also got a pair as well, haven't you? So
yeah, I mean,
similar to last year's yours, aren't they?
They are very similar to last year's, but you know, sometimes when people say there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothes.
Totally.
I used to think, yeah, all right, whatever. But I do agree. And with these gloves, I mean, the first thing that you'll notice when you get them on, sometimes they're a bit tough sometimes to get on. But
they're a slim fit as well, aren't
yeah,
they?
these are slim fit, but you've got it's like an elastic kind of band or something around the inside. They're completely nothing gets in.
Sealed.
They're weather sealed.
Yeah.
There's no cold air gets down. And with this cuff as well, the extra, it's got a good sized cuff, so you can actually.
I think it's merino wool. I think it's a merino wool cuff.
Tuck that right up your sleeve, and you know that there's no cold air going to get in at all. Whereas Paul's didn't have the magnetic clips, so you can take your finger out.
they
these
magnetise,
do.
don't they? Yeah.
They have the magnetic clips, so you know you can keep those out of the way. Only 2 on this one.
You got a good grip on them though. The sticky
grip
grip
on
goes
these,
all the way up the fingers,
yeah.
like my old. These are the old style Denise's. These are the old style, and they have the grip all the way up to the top of the fingers.
See, they've lasted pretty well, don't they?
Yeah.
The ones that you've had.
Whereas these ones don't. They have the grip only in the palms and not all the way up the inside of the finger.
Yeah, these are all the way along in these. But another thing that I do like, because my hands do get cold sometimes, dropping everything everywhere. We've got a tiny little compartment thing on the back. Little pouch, and you can buy hand warmers.
Hand warmers, yeah, little ones. And it's also got there's a tripod key in there as well. It's like a square key, you know, like a screwdriver type of key. Not that I use it for anything. I never used it, but it's in there if you need it.
Yeah, it's in there if you need it. But I do like the idea of having that.
But see that idea. You see, you've got that long lanyard. If they were to attach that to these, and then have the inner glove on it, you know, you can pull it out your hand, and the inner glove will be then hanging down, so you wouldn't lose it. I think that's a really good idea. So a little job for my wife to do, to stitch them on, I think.
I mean, the other thing for me as well is I don't like to kind of be restricted in anything, whether it's a coat or whatever else.
They look thicker than the other ones.
They feel a bit thicker, but you've still got good movement in your hand.
They're a little bit more weatherproofed as well. They've got like a different sort of material. They look a little bit more weatherproofed than
and
what
I did
my old
actually
ones
yesterday. I managed to operate Paul's little Osmo camera when we were filming. I can't remember where we were yesterday, but when we were doing the filming yesterday, I actually managed to operate that without taking the gloves off. So yeah, quite pleased with that. Like I say, I'm sure as they on and off a few times and you've worn them a bit, they'll I was the same with
these.
Up.
When I first got these were, you know, these were quite uncomfortable. They were quite tight, but now they've loosened up. They're dead easy to put on, and I actually really do like these pair of gloves. But the difference with these ones, you can see that the cuffs aren't as well. You've got a longer cuff on them.
Got a longer.
So they are made in a better way. These are the original ones, and they're the Markhof Pro V3, I think they are. They're the women's slim fit, size small, and I say these are a size large men's. So yeah, that's all basically I wanted to do, just explain these gloves, show you these gloves, tell you what I think about them. And it is my thoughts, you know, I haven't had them long enough to tell you what the stitching's like. You know, come back in 6 months' time or halfway through the winter and see what they're like. But they are a different style glove and very, very good. And I love the idea that they've put the thought into
it. It'd be a challenge,
like
wouldn't it, to see if I can actually...
A winter warm glove with, you know, an overcoat
see if I
for
can
them.
Do my zip up again with the gloves on.
If you take your fingers out, it should make it even better.
Yeah, I know, but if you can actually do it without taking your fingers...
Yeah.
You know.
So they are well thought out. You know, they're not a cheap glove. We all say that, you know, Vallerets aren't the cheapest of glove. I think they retail at about 79. I think these retail at 59. All the prices and the details and all the descriptions that'll be in the links below, on the links on the screen and in the description below. Yes, they're not cheap, but they put a lot of thought, a lot of energy, and they're a lot of quality. You know, you don't have any stitching problems with these. My other ones, I've had them on for a long time. I've been using these for quite a while. And all the stitching, apart from the little hole in the middle that gets beaten apart and it's getting a bit scuffed a little bit, apart from that, the stitching and everything's intact and holding on, and they've been wet, they've been drenched, and they've been in mud, and they've been all sorts of falling over in them and everything. So yeah, they are a good quality glove.
It's worth investing.
I think so,
I know
yeah.
It seems a lot, doesn't it? But it is worth investing in good
And
gear.
I'll also say that Vallerret were good enough to join in with our Christmas giveaway. Now this video is going out after the Christmas giveaway, but the Christmas giveaway they did have to give out a pair of Markhof. I keep calling them Markhof because Markhof's a cleaning product. They're Markhof. Yeah, they were good enough to give away a pair of gloves as well. So that's great customer service, second to none. So that's all we want to do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the video if you think anyone's interested in something like this. Like I say, there will be some links in the description below to take you to these gloves, and I do recommend them. You know, I've never had good high quality gloves until I met Vallerret and, you know, and used theirs, and I said I bought the first pair to try them out, and I'm really pleased with them. Landscape videos on a Wednesday and a Sunday, and that's about it really, isn't it? Not much more we can do apart from get out and wear our gloves.
Yeah. Burn off some of that Christmas pudding.
Ciao for now. See you
Ciao for
soon.
now.